Hey everybody, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? It's why I've set up the website, and up until basically the end of this year, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a sale on my originals. So if you want one, hit me up, colinmullen.com. So hey everybody, before we get into today's subject, I just want to talk about this painting for a bit. It turned out okay. I really don't care for the colors that ended up being in it. It didn't work out the way I thought it would in my head. I like the skull, I like the circle, I like all of that stuff, I like how it pops. So I do think I'll continue to mess with this style and all that, but as far as this particular painting, not my favorite, but not a failure by any stretch of the imagination as far as I would consider it. Just don't really like what happened with the background colors. I don't know, maybe y'all will argue with me. Anyway, it will be up on the website sooner or later, so we'll get around to that when I do. But anyway, let's talk about today's subject matter. So I've talked about how I don't really like Inktober, Sketchtober, all of those kind of things in the past. And a lot of it has to deal with the fact that there is a great deal of stress that's put on you, and there's a certain elitism put into it where it's just like, oh, well, you're whatever. I don't like that kind of stuff, but I do like conceptually the idea of, going from not doing art to doing art, but I just feel like it ramps up too fast. I've talked about this so many times in the past that I'm just not going to go into that full here, but, links probably will be at the end of this video in the end card. But that being said, I think I've come up with a solution for that, and I think it's about time in this month to have a solution to that, because if you're anything like me, anytime I've tried to do Inktober or Sketchtober or any of those kind of things in the past, it just kind of falls by the wayside after like the first week, and then I just kind of feel crap about myself because it's just like, man, are you even really an artist? You didn't even do this, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And that's not helpful. That's not helpful to me. That's not helpful to you. And that's one of my main complaints about this whole thing. So what I've come up with is this RevTober thing. So I'm going to put up the prompt here on the screen, and then you guys can kind of check it out. But the premise is this. You just pick the first two words that you see on this page that are in the thing. Don't pick like RevTober. Come on now. You pick the first two words that you see in the little like diagram, and that's your prompt for the week. For the week. Not for the day, but for the week. It's geared to be like, do 3 of these by the end of the month. If you want to do more, you're totally down to do more, but you do the first 2 words you see the first 3 times you do it. The other rule is that you want to sit with your art supplies at least 5 minutes a day. I think that the October, draw whatever things usually have you do an entire thing every day, and I think that's I don't know, if you're not doing art and you're wanting to get into art and then you've got this huge challenge where you're having to do art every day, that's hard just for people who already do art. So I don't think that that's reasonable. So instead, it's just sit with your art supplies, and the idea there is that you just clear off your desk, make sure you're ready to do art, whatever that is. If it's pencil and paper, then you have the pencil and paper in front of you ready to go, and you just sit there for 5 minutes. You don't have to do art, you just have to be ready to do art, whatever that means. If you're a musician, you put your, you plug the thing in, and then you just sit there with the amplifier buzzing for 5 minutes. You don't have to play, you don't have to do art, you just have to be ready to do art. For me, having the supplies ready to go like that enables me to do art a lot more often than this stressful, I have to do an entire sketch in a day thing. So that's the reason for that, and that's why that rule's there. And then the third one is complete 1 per week up until it's over, up until the month's over. I think that's a little bit more reasonable. This year is stressful. This year is very stressful. That last rule is really if you just want to push yourself. Just to be some hard cap of you did it kind of thing. But this year has been super duper stressful for me and for a lot of people. And so maybe for you that doesn't work. Maybe for you, you can only do 2. That's 2 more pieces of art than you were doing, which is good. Hopefully this just allows you to instill a habit of just thinking about doing art and being ready to do art every day, and you can go from there, because that's going to be a lot more helpful to you than you have to do a finished work every day. That's not reasonable. That's not real. Like, people, I don't know. I don't get that. That's not a real thing people do. Anyway, I hope that this prompt is a little bit more reasonable. It actually helps you to some degree, and all in all, don't treat this as a way to beat yourself up and to stress yourself out. Like, I just want you to do more art. I want you to do art. I want you guys to enjoy the kind of stuff that you're doing, and this is my solution to that. It's a lower bar, but a bar that instills a habit over instilling stress. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if this is the thing that I keep doing. The randomized nature of which prompt you're doing also allows you to kind of just like, if the prompt sucks, you can cheat. You can pick a different one. It's fine. I don't care. I just want you to do art. I want you to have a good time. Art is supposed to be fun, I think. If you're not doing it as a job, it's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be a thing you enjoy. Do you like stress out about not watching TV, right? Like, what? Like, no, don't be like that. Try and make this something you enjoy, Anyway, let's go ahead and thank the people on Patreon that help make this video possible. And if you want to join them, you can go to patreon.com/RevScarecrow, starting with Wapfu. Thank you, Wapfu. Thank you, Top Houndor. Thank you, Tina Kill. Thank you, Targo. Thank you, Spiral. Thank you, Spencer Kane. Thank you, Punkster. Thank you, Phoenixia Theoran. Thank you, Orthogonal Caster. Thank you, Mortibus. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Maliciousness. Thank you, Lost Nevada. Thank you, Kayla Hollinger. Thank you, Katana Squirrel. Thank you, John Michael. Thank you, James at Games. Thank you, Gus the Ghost. That's a proper spooky name for Halloween, isn't it? Thank you, Duxu. Thank you, Draken. Thank you, Demetrius Gazgales. I think I pronounced that right this time. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Bubba Fair. Thank you, Bep. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Amber. And thank you, Ants! It's a new mic, so I was wondering what that would look like on the sine wave, and it still just squares off. That is peaking something fierce. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys had a good time today. And yeah, like I said, treat this as a way of just, enjoying art, and actually a right amount of pressure to sit down and do art. And anyway, here's me signing the painting, and here's me signing out. Hope you have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.